Well, I mean, the classic thing that you hear is that, the kids will blame themselves. They'll kind of grow to be, I guess, they'll keep to themselves a lot. They don't really branch out to friends and stuff.
Like, everyone goes through life and makes the same mistakes, because we could just read history books and not make any mistakes, but then that's how we learn. We don't learn from other people's, we learn from our own.
I don't know too much about the situation before the divorce. My parents split up when I was just 3. I can't really say much as to why or what caused it, but my whole life's just been after the fact.
What I always would think before any of this happened is that, oh man, I wish if my parents ever got divorced, I wish it was when I was older. I feel like it would be easier to deal with. And in a sense it is. There's a lot less confusion going on, but at the same time, because I'm older, they don't really hold anything back.
I lived with my mum, and I'd say I probably saw my dad maybe once a month for the first little while, and then less and less.
Well, me and my sister went with my mum and my stepdad, and we lived in a hotel for a while. Now mum lives like 5 minutes down the road from dad, so we just stay wherever we feel like. Usually we stay wherever they're cooking the nicest dinner.
It was really this one night is what I remember most, where there was a lot of screaming going on, and I don't remember really anything that was being said or anything. I just remember the screaming, and then pretty soon after was when they moved apart.
I think that I did grow up too fast, or maybe I might say I grew up backwards, and I think it definitely contributed to the kind of different growing up that I did, yeah.
Parents who stay together often collaborate with each other, and they're able to provide a unified front when dealing with their children.
I think I was just more serious. Like, before that, like, everything was really fun.
But since my parents have been apart, I feel like I've gotten to know them better almost.
I've almost had to serve as, a buffer between my parents. They both talk to me about the situation all the time, and it's hard for me to sympathize and feel compassion at this point, because I've given so much of that already.
We were kind of confused at the time, at least I was. And we didn't really have 2 parents to go to, so we kind of had each other.
It was just difficult if there was something on at Dad's house and something on at Mum's house, and they both wanted us to be there because they were both really important. Like, my dad's birthday usually falls on Mother's Day.
I didn't get along with my mum for a long time, and I suppose I was quite a difficult child.
I'm always negotiating, scheduling issues earlier on, and then now when I'm in college, there's money issues for all sorts of things that we have to talk about, and they can't just talk to each other anymore, so I have to play the middleman.
The divorce is not, it's a very common thing now, and I think we all know, like, true love is pretty rare.
I'm not cynical about relationships, and so it's not that I stay right away from them, but it's definitely made me think about, I consider different things compared to maybe other people who haven't had their parents divorced.
I thought that in the beginning, this isn't really going to have an effect on me, especially how I view love and how I view marriage. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to. I know I want to get married at some point, but when the time comes, will I be ready, or will I feel comfortable with it? I have no idea.
I don't know, you just gotta be careful, and you can't really jump into anything. It's maybe a more cautious person. I like to think about things before I really put a lot of time into something.
I don't necessarily believe that one relationship with one person can last forever. And if you realise that it's not working, I definitely don't think that you should try to stay together.
With guys, I think just stay away completely. Or if I do have boyfriends, I just don't expect it to last very long. Like, I just enjoy it at the time, but I never think of it as a long-term thing.
If anything, it's made me a little more cautious. I'm going to wait a while before I get married, but it definitely hasn't affected it in a negative way.
But looking back on it now, I always wonder, who knows how, life would have turned out. But then, I think my stepmom, she has this big family that's a huge part of our lives now. I've met a lot of people that, have really shaped me into the person I am.
In terms of me, I think that it would have made my upbringing a lot easier. It definitely would have been different, but I'm kind of happy where I am now, so I guess whatever happened is how I got here.
Hopefully you get into a situation where you just want it to work so much that you hope it will. Yeah, the way you think it's going to go is probably how it's going to go.
The best way to sum it all up would be, my brother and my sister and I, we joke about it. It's like a big soap opera, but it's definitely weird, and it's always going to be weird, and nothing will be the same ever again. But you can only hope it gets better.